This is the closet.
I cleaned my side of the closet today.
Yeah, we don't have to show people my side of the
Oh,
closet.
I'm going to right now. This
Not
is
that bad.
Jeff's. It's not that bad, but it's not that great.
I mean, I know you need to be better about folding my clothes. And
I'm
putting
not
them in the right
folding your
places.
stuff. We've already talked about this. I do your laundry. I fold your laundry. Sometimes I put it away. I put your laundry away today.
That's a weak effort, though, putting it away. You put it away poorly. Look at that. You just
I'll rip
stacked-
it down right now. I will take my hands and I will take everything off the shelf and shove it in the damn floor, and then you can pick it up. I wash your clothes. You should be happy. I don't make you do your own laundry.
That's your job.
Oh. Okay, I'll take that. I even put your clothes away for
My job
you.
is to give you orgasms.
Oh my gosh. Here we go. This is how it's going to be. Your job is to take out the trash
It is. That's
and
the
cut
job.
the grass.
I do that.
And that's not code for anything. It's just
It
straight
is.
up take out the trash, cut the grass. So anyway,
Later tonight, she's gonna be like, "I need you to cut the grass before you take out the trash tonight."
that's no,
It doesn't really work, though.
no, it doesn't.
Those aren't working.
It's not happening. But anyway, so what's up?
Which isn't happening? The cut the grass or the take out the trash? Because I want to be clear when I go in.
I'm
for the
trying
kill.
to change the freaking subject, man.
Okay,
God.
we're changing the subject.
Anyway,
I got a good subject change. Let me
Good.
see here.
let's hear it. Throw
I
it.
saw this Instagram post by Halle Berry.
Halle Berry. The one and only? Is there a little blue check by it?
Oh yeah, I'm not going to follow a fake Halle Berry.
Okay.
I only follow the real Halle Berry.
Fair enough. What's it say?
I don't know if this is from her. I think I saw it from others too. 'Cause I don't know if she's the authority on this, but it says when a person dies, they can have 7 to 10 minutes of brain activity left. Some believe it's the mind playing back that person's memory in a dream sequence.
What? I'm confused.
When you die, when you're dead, when they say this person is dead,
Yeah.
they have proof that there's 7 to 10 minutes of brain activity. Your heart stopped, you're dead, but your brain works for 7 to 10 minutes. And some people believe that's 7 to 10 minutes playing back your memories in a dream sequence.
But how do they know? And who's going to remember this? If you're dead, you can't remember it. I mean, I don't get it.
It's probably the DMT kicking in and giving you some memories.
I'm just okay.
Or
but
do you think it's just that? It's
how
like,
do they? I mean,
maybe
like,
it's doing like a download before you go into the next dimension.
But what I'm saying is, if it's planned, how do they know this? Because nobody could live to retell it. Oh yeah, when I was out for that 8 minutes, I relived memories. I mean,
No, right? They're saying some people believe.
yeah, I
It's-
don't. I think when you're dead, you're dead.
You just think the brain's just hadn't shut down all the way. Like it's like when you turn your computer off.
Maybe.
And sometimes it sits there and it's like spinning. It's like, why don't you just freaking restart?
Maybe.
But for 7 to 10 minutes, it's just like shutting down.
We'll only know once we cross over to the other side. And we'll sit there and we'll be like, oh yeah, remember on that podcast? Yeah, that actually did happen. But until somebody can live to tell about it, nobody knows for sure that happens. You can't get into somebody's brain.
I just was reading it.
Oh.
I don't believe one way or the other.
I don't believe that's true.
Well,
Anyway,
then it's not.
so update. News
What?
update.
What? News? I don't know news.
Yes, you do. You started a new little side hustle.
Oh gosh, the side hustle.
You started a new side hustle.
I mean, driving people,
You're
chauffeuring people.
You're Ubering.
I'm the Uber goober.
Uber everywhere.
I am. I need to call my boy Josh and get some tips.
Right? He's using my car Eve.
Eve and me have spent some time together
Yeah.
this weekend.
I'm not sure I understand.
Siri is pissed because you mentioned another lady. She's pissed because you mentioned another lady. She's like, I'm not sure I understand, Jeff. Who is this Eve?
Well, I drove some people around.
Right. How did it go? I mean, you did good. You made some decent money.
It made some decent money. It's
Met some people.
it's the stash cash. We got a kid in college. We got extra expenses. We've got Christmas coming up. So I thought, you know what? I like to drive cars, and I like to talk to people. Most people. So I thought I'd do like Josh did. He inspired me to Josh Schindel. I don't remember the episode, but we did an Uber episode with him. So I started driving, and my first ever drive was this older lady. When I say older, I'm going to say 65 plus.
Okay.
I picked her up at her residence.
Okay. Where she lives.
Where she lives, and it was out in the country, so it was a little out of the way. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to do it. I went out. I got her. Loaded her in.
Wait a minute. Whoa. When you say loaded her in, did she not just open the door and get in?
That's what I meant by that.
Because that sounded like you had to get out and like get
No,
stuff.
she got in the car. She sat down. I said, hey, you want some mints or some candy? And she said yes. So I handed her back the mints and candy and all that, and she took hands full of each, which was fine. That's what they're there for you to take as many as you want.
Uh-huh.
And then I start off and I drive her to her destination, which is down on the west side. So we cruise down on the west side. And she said, honey, you're just going to take me there. Please don't leave me. I need to run in. It'll take me 2 minutes and get something, and then I want you to bring me back home. She's like, just don't leave me. And so I said, I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to leave you. I'll take you where you want to go. So we're heading downtown, and the whole way down, she's telling me about her trip that her and her husband went on to Stonewall Jackson. He went fishing, the resort up there. And she said that she had fallen off a dock and cracked her ribs, maybe broke them the day before.
Yeah.
Which I find that, maybe she did. Maybe she did. But I've bruised my ribs before, and it took a month before I could hardly move right.
Well,
It
that's
hurts.
because you're a man, and men do not deal with things like that as well as women do. Facts. Period.
I deal with pain pretty well.
That's another story. But go ahead. But she had taken a pain pill, you had told me.
She said I'd taken a pain pill. So I'm driving her down. I take her down there, and she's like, telling me how sweet I am and how nice I am.
Oh, boy.
Right? And we get there,
Got
and it's
her
a
fooled.
sketchy.
Wait. You went to the west side and it was sketchy?
This house was.
Shocker!
This one was.
Really?
Yeah, this house was very sketchy. We pull up. She begs me again not to leave her. This is
Oh my
clearly
gosh.
she's been left.
She has
And I'm like, did you do a round
She has
trip?
abandonment issues.
Did you do a round trip, or do we need to? We're probably gonna have to close this one out and start new. And she's like, well, honey, I'm just gonna leave my phone here, and you can do that while I go inside. So I closed her.
gosh.
I closed her first one out. I gave me 5 stars.
You rated yourself.
I did not give myself a tip.
That was nice of you.
I disclosed all this to her when she got back in the car. She kept her word. She was not gone for more than 3 minutes. She got back in the car. It smelled like crazy weed. So
Versus
she-
just regular weed.
crazy strong. And I saw some of these sketchy folks come out while I was sitting there and eyeball me. But then I took her back, and she proceeded to tell me about her spa treatments that she got at the
Stonewall Jackson.
Stonewall Jackson Resort. She said 3.5 hours, massage, facial, all this stuff done. And I was like, well, what was your favorite part? And she's like, oh, the facial was great. And I was like,
Because we all know Jeff, so we know what he's thinking.
I was like, so the facial was your favorite part?
And here she is sitting in the car thinking he's sweet and kind. And we all know JMR. And the minute she said facial, he's like an 18-year-old kid. She said facial.
I'm like Beavis and Butthead up there. So she's telling me about the facial and all the other stuff. And I'm trying to remember what I said to her, because I kept bringing the facial up. But then she's talking about her ribs being sore and blah, blah. And I just would say, you know what, though? At least you got a great facial this weekend. And she would like, you're so positive.
Oh, my God. gosh, you had her fooled.
You're so positive. You're so right. And I was like, I know. I've never had a facial myself, but you never know.
I've had a facial.
Well, I know you.
Well, no, I mean like a real legit, like in the spa facial.
Oh, in the spa facial.
Yeah, remember when I worked for the law firm and they took us to, it wasn't Stonewall, it was Greenbrier.
Yeah, the big
and
dogs,
yeah,
the
the
big
Greenbrier, and I had never had a legit facial before, and I had one, and I was underwhelmed.
Were you?
Yeah.
Well, this lady was not underwhelmed,
Yeah.
and I don't even know her name because. Wait, do I know her name?
Maybe you shouldn't say her name.
I can't remember her name, and I'm not going to say it anyway.
Well.
So this high lady and me had a long conversation about her facial, which
She had no idea you were playing her.
she had no idea that I was just having fun with it.
Right.
But
here's the thing.
it was fun.
I wish that, you know how, isn't there a show like it's Taxi Cab and like they have a video on and it's just people in a taxi cab doing
Well,
story.
there's
I wish
Taxi Cab Confessions on
like
HBO.
that's maybe what I mean.
Yeah.
Wonder if there's an Uber one.
I don't know.
If you could be like, disclose when they get in the car. Okay, everything's being recorded in this car, and we're going to use it on our podcast. Did you throw our podcast out there ever to anybody?
Not yet.
You suck.
I told you my idea is what I want to do is get like a card that has Ange Fitco on one side and the podcast on the other and just give it out.
Yeah, because they're either going to throw it down the street and somebody else is going to pick it up, or they're going to throw it in the trash. Who cares?
They're going to put their gum
Or they're
in
going
it.
to put their gum in it, or they're going to put it in their wallet, and one day they're going to pull it out and they're going to be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder what this is all about. I like that idea, but I really think you need to promote the podcast a little bit more verbally to people who you think would be open to it. Maybe not facial lady, but if there's anyone else who you get into a conversation with, you can always have your go-to question be like, do you listen to podcasts by any chance? And they'll be like, oh, yeah, I listen to a bunch of them. And you'll be like, oh, you should check ours out. Me and my wife do it. You know what I mean? Or if they say no, you say, you should do it because we have a... And then you know who I am, and you can put a face with a voice, and like they might start listening.
Right. It's a great idea.
And then you can be like,
I'll
if you
do
want
that.
to listen to a sample, I can pull one up for you. And by the way, Josh Schindel's Uber stories is episode number 132 on our podcast. So if you all
Wow.
want to go back and listen to Josh tell his Uber stories, you can. He has a few good ones too. It's episode 132.
I had some people who to me it felt like they used drugs.
Well,
Like currently, like one guy had. There's these two guys that got in. There's an older guy, and
Together?
then a young guy.
together
Yeah, I picked them up at their house
today.
or
what,
a house.
What was their relationship status?
I didn't. What's your guys' relationship? Like, hey, you guys together? Like, or are you just hanging out?
Well, I thought maybe in there talking, you would pick up that it's uncle and.
Well,
and-
I had
and
the
nephew
old
or-
guy
So
who
is it
was
his
cool.
grandpa?
I liked
I mean-
him, and then the young guy, they're related somehow.
Okay.
But the young guy's teeth, man, he had the meth mouth.
Oh.
His teeth were nasty, rotten, like gross.
Yee.
Yeah. And then the dude today who I thought was legitimately going to murder me.
Oh gosh.
Possibly.
See, that scares me.
Like I thought maybe
That scares
he
me.
hurts me or tries to hurt me. And he sat in the back, which always makes you want to look over your shoulder a bunch.
Right.
But he wouldn't answer me much. Like he was like, he would answer me, but he wouldn't elaborate.
That's a little scary to me.
And I had to take him all the way out in the freaking Elkview country, like, and drop him off at this crazy house where this old dude was standing out front drinking a beer with a whole Walmart bag full of beers. Just standing in his yard. Just standing
That's
there.
just weird.
Left hand, he's holding a bag full of beers. Right hand, he's drinking one. And I let my guy out, and he walks right by me, and they say something to each other, and he goes in the house, and I get the hell out of there quick. But this guy sat in the back seat, and he had a tick. So he'd be like,
Was it hiccups maybe?
no, it was like he was humming under his breath. And then
Did he have his ear pods in? Maybe he was listening.
no, he didn't have ear pods.
Oh.
I had to stop him by a gas station. Okay,
What did he get there?
He got gum and a drink.
Huh.
And he wanted, and he seemed rattled when I didn't have an Android charger because his phone was about to die.
Maybe that's something you should invest
I'm
in.
going to get one.
That's a good
and I'm going to
idea.
have it in there so that people. But he was a young guy He was wearing camo
When you
pants.
say young,
27
okay,
and a half.
camo pants.
Camo pants,
What-
T-shirt tucked in. It looked like he might have had a lobotomy because once he did get out of the car and he was walking to the house, he had like a scar that went all the way.
A lobotomy?
And then when they cut your brains out, it's a joke. It's a joke.
I don't get it.
A lobotomy is when they used to go in and take your brain, like cut.
Are you
piece of your brain.
sure?
Pretty sure, yeah.
I have to Google
Look
that.
it up. Anyway, it had this huge scar behind his head. But anyway, he's in the car making these noises, right? And so as we're pulling down the road to his house, he just says, and he hadn't talked the whole time. He just sits back there.
Yeah.
And I'm like just trying to keep an eye on him and listen and see if he goes for anything in his pockets, or whatever you never know what these freaking crazy people are doing. I just think of the true crime stuff I listen to every once in a while when I'm in the car. Like, this is kind of exciting. And so I pull down this road to go to sleep. He just goes, "You're good at this." And I go, "Huh?" And he goes, "You're good at this."
Oh, that's
And
creepy.
I'm like, "Thanks, man. It's my first weekend getting out, trying to figure out if I like to do it." And then as we're pulling down the street to his house, he goes, "You know who the greatest and funniest character of all time is?"
the
and
funniest character of all time.
Yeah, and he has like a very monotone, like Silence of the Lambs action.
See,
going
that
on.
creeps me out.
And I'm like, "No, who would be the funniest character? Who do you think the funniest character of all time is?" I don't know.
Jeff's thinking Seinfeld.
I'm thinking, I don't know.
Larry David.
I am not thinking Seinfeld. I'm not thinking this guy's
You're-
going to say Seinfeld.
You're
I'm
thinking,
this
what's
guy
my
is
escape
gonna
route?
Yes, I'm thinking. I'm already picturing in my head if he comes up over how to block it and get off the road so I can fight my way out. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
pull over quickly, put the brake on, shift, and then somehow poke his eye out, get out of the car, whatever I got to do. Fortunately, we're close to Elkview. I think Butch lives up that way. He could probably beat me within 10 minutes and kill this guy for me.
Yeah, within 1 second. But yes.
Right. But instead he goes, "Mickey Mouse." And I said, "Huh? Mickey Mouse?" And he goes, "I love Mickey Mouse. Mickey
Weird.
Mouse makes me laugh so hard." And I go, "Well, we're here."
Thank God.
I literally was at that point. I was right. It's like, "Is this it?" He's like, "Yeah."
That's weird.
Yeah. I was like, "Well, have a wonderful day." He was like, "God bless you," and I was like, "God bless you." So and so. I knew it. I'm trying to get to where I use people's names.
Yes, people like that. You know why? Here's the thing. They'll be reoccurring customers. I don't know if you want him as a reoccurring customer, but isn't there something, we've talked about this before. Isn't there something about when somebody uses your name that makes your ears perk? Like you're like,
I read
I
about
like it.
I read about it in a book I'm reading
another book.
the other day, and it was the
Dude.
whole science of the name, saying the name, and it talks about people that were obsessed with that.
I love it when people say my
No,
name.
seriously, there's science behind it that nobody wants to hear anything more than their name.
I agree. I'm one of those people.
And the most successful people,
I agree.
they memorize, like the best politicians and the best,
Yes.
most successful people. They go into a room and they have the ability to somehow remember people's names. And if you address people
Love
by
it.
their name,
I love it. I'm serious. I'm one
I'm
of those
trying
people.
to get good at it.
I'm one of those people who really feel a certain type of way when you use my name. Like I don't know. I just love it. Like I've told the story when I go in Kroger and the lady at Kroger, Nikki is her name. She uses my name. She'll say, "Hey Angie, how are you?" I don't know what
It's
it is,
amazing. It's good.
but it makes me so happy.
Makes me happy too, Angela.
No,
It does.
you only call me Angela if you're mad at me. You
What
know
about
what?
in
The
like
other
a
day,
dominant, submissive
No.
situation? Can I call you Angela? Well, if I want to, I will, because I'm the dominant. I'll call you whatever I want.
okay, well then you're gonna get smacked.
Well, then you'd be the dominant.
Okay. Funny how things turn. But the other day, because like you usually call me Ange, right? I
Ange,
mean, like
yeah.
you call, that's what you've called me
Ange,
forever.
baby, babe, bitch. What? One of those.
Cutie.
Cutie.
My cup tonight says irresistible. I'll take that. The other day you called me Angie, and I just started laughing out loud. I couldn't stop laughing because it sounded so weird. Like people call me Angie all the time because that's my name. Like, a very few people call me Ange, because that's kind of like, if you know me real well, you call me Ange. Otherwise, it's Angie, which I don't care.
Right.
I'm not sensitive about it. You can call me whatever. But you always call me Ange. And you said, okay, Angie. And I was like, what? It was so weird. It kind of made me giddy.
Did it?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's funny.
A little bit.
That's funny, Angie.
That's so weird.
You know what's funny is my name on the Uber app to people is Jeffrey. So everybody's calling me Jeffrey. I'm pulling up and I was like, Rick? He's like, Jeffrey. And I'm like, looking around like, what? Jeffrey?
Oh, that's funny. You
Yeah.
should have put Hefe.
Jefe. El Jefe.
El Jefe.
The boss.
Yeah. You really just need to, you'll start getting into this driving thing. You'll have everything everybody needs. You'll have all the chargers they need. You have your candy. You can have our cards. You could have you could just pimp the car out, make it really cool and inviting. And people will start requesting you. Like, is Jeffrey driving this weekend?
Yeah.
That guy was awesome. And you are good at it. You would be, that's why I told you from the get-go, you would be really good at it because you have a good personality. You can talk to anybody. You're funny, but then yet you know when to, well, no, you don't always know when to lay back. Here, do me a favor, though. We don't want any lawsuits or any complaints. Mm-hmm. Don't be yourself. And I mean that as a compliment. Because you're inappropriate, babe. You'll get people offended.
And you know what?
Offended. And women are not like me. Like, you can't get in the car and be like, oh, this person's
I
probably
would
like
never.
Ange. Because most women aren't like me. They're not filthy, dirty, horrible sense of humor because I've had to live with you.
It's a good thing you said horrible. You said dirty, filthy, horrible.
I have a sense of humor kind of like you do. Like, you don't offend me with what you say.
Or else we wouldn't be together still.
You don't offend me with what you say, ever. But some women, you do know when to wear your filter, right?
Well, yeah.
And by filter, I don't mean protection. I mean filter.
I've wore it the whole time. These two girls today got in, and I had to take them somewhere.
Here we go. How old were they?
Probably mid to late 20s.
Definitely need your filter for this.
Well, I was taking them somewhere.
Where were you taking them? Where were they going?
Corp up on the hill, like near hospice.
Okay.
So I'm taking them, but they wouldn't talk to me, and it bothered me.
They probably felt uncomfortable because I Ubered with a woman in Atlanta.
But they were together. They were friends. They talked to each other a lot. But it's like, I guess maybe they looked at me as a driver and not a person. And I want to be a person in the car. Right? I want to pick people up and then feel comfortable. So I try to cut, I talk to them about whatever. But then I try to break the ice as we were going.
No. How? How did you try to break the ice?
Well, we're going down the boulevard.
Oh, God.
Right? We're going down the boulevard. And then
Lord.
I see this guy skiing.
Water skiing.
He was water skiing.
Okay.
And he bit it hard. And I'm like, whoa, did you see that? Did y'all see that? He bit it. He ate it.
Oh, God.
They paused for a minute and then they started talking to each other again. They didn't even acknowledge me.
Oh, my gosh. Did you feel like seriously rejected?
I did.
Well, why would
they immediately were much more attractive after they rejected me.
Wonder why they did that. Why were they more attractive after they rejected you?
I'm kidding.
Oh.
It's something that is science. Anyway.
Oh, you and your science shit.
Listen. They were very nice girls. Very nice
Obviously,
girls.
They didn't talk to you.
No, they talked to me up front, like when they first got in the car. But they didn't want to carry on a conversation with me.
Well, maybe they had stuff they need to talk about, okay? You just need to do your job and drive the damn car.
I like listening to them talk. When
you can listen.
Two people get in together, that's kind of fun.
But don't try to engage in conversation if they don't want to talk to you.
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. The last thing I said to him, and the first thing I said to him after I said the thing about the guy falling off, I didn't say another word to him. I got him up on the hill, and I said, hey. They said, thank you, Jeffrey. And I said, thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, that's good.
You know what, though? All the people I have Ubered. I've done 14 trips in 2 days. Spent about 4 hours or whatever doing this. And out of 14 people, 3 MFers have tipped me.
Only 3?
4. If you want to count the dollar tips,
Well,
But
they
count. I mean, the old dude with the meth kid, he gave me $5 cash.
Okay.
And you know what really bothers me? Is there's been 3 separate times I have picked somebody up and I had to go out of the route to take them somewhere else to stop to pick something up.
We have been those people. We did that once
But
to
I
that dude.
tipped that dude huge.
And then you left
Literally,
me in the car with him by myself.
I tipped him at more
could have
than I
driven away.
paid for the ride.
You probably would have tipped him more if he would have rode away with me and taken me
if it was
away.
if it was a $10 ride, I gave him $12 tip on top. Like because I knew I put him out of his way, which
Yeah.
it was, and it was on the way. But still, he had to sit there in the car while I
and
went
listen
in.
to me.
Well, these ladies left me with their kids. These 2 ladies left me with 2 kids,
They
a 9
just
and 11-year-old,
needed a
and they
break.
went into a grocery store.
So you had 4 people in the car? 2 kids and 2 adults?
Yes, I had one lady up front with me, a lady in the back, and 2 kids.
My car was full. Here's the thing.
And
You're
they
using
were very
Eve.
nice people.
You're using
they
my
were
car.
Very nice people. But that's not cool to have me stop. And it wasn't just like I'm on the way to where they got to go, and I stop over here because it's on the way. No, I had to go out of my way
That's rude.
to a certain, and then they didn't even tip me.
That's rude. That's rude.
They didn't even tip.
Asking to go out of your way is one thing, but definitely, like you said, let's give an over and above tip, especially if you're going to leave your damn kids in the car.
Even if it had been $1, I'd have been like, well, at least they did something.
And 2, I'm not going to leave my kids in the car with an Uber driver. I don't know you, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Calm down. The kids were very nice. We got to know each other very well. I asked them questions. They asked me questions. They asked me about my family, my kids.
Great.
And I asked them about the school and when their birthdays were and all that stuff.
Golly, how
really
long were these
creepy.
girls in the store for?
Too long.
Jeez.
They were in there so long that Uber messaged me and said, your ride's been stopped for quite a while. Is everything okay?
That is bad.
And I was like, well, they were just going to run into the store real quick for a
That
second.
is so bad. Well, I don't know. I'm glad you're doing this. I think it's fun, but at the same time, I worry a little bit.
That's kind of the exciting part.
You know what I mean? Like, I need to know where you are just in case somebody decides to, like, hurt. Like, you know what I mean? I can't find you, A, and B, I got in my car tonight when you took me out to dinner, and it smelled a certain type of way. And I'm really picky about smells, and certain people smell certain different ways. And then when you get a mixture of smells in my car, I'm starting to, like, freak out a bit about it. So you need to get some Febreze and some air freshener. We need to go to Bath and Body Works and get some of those vent things you put in the vents, because I am very picky about smells, and it smelled a certain type of way
speaking
tonight.
of that,
not necessarily bad, not like urine or vomit or feces or anything like that, but just a weird
Speaking of that, here's my problem, and I made a mistake because I get to rate the riders, and if I give them a below average rating as the driver,
You don't have
then
to-
they're not going to be on my radar anymore.
Right.
Everybody's got 5 for me so far.
Why do you give people 5s, man?
You know, see, that's the attitude. What if they give me a 4? That hurts me.
No, but I mean,
If
like the
it's-
guy
it
that
should-
creeped you out, why'd you give him a 5?
Oh, I don't think I gave him a 5.
You just said I gave everybody a 5. Oh, I don't think I... Here's what I deal with, people. Here's what I deal
You
with.
know what I did? I've given everybody a 5. I'm going back to my original statement. But here's what...
But did you give him a 5?
Yeah.
Oh, you're lying. You're lying.
No, I really did. I swear. I did.
Why?
I don't know why. That's what I'm saying. I do it so quickly. But we're not talking about him right now, damn it. We're talking about the girl that smelled like cigarettes and piss.
Why would you give her a 5? I don't
I
want her back
know.
in my car.
I didn't know either, but I did it so fast because she was a good ride.
That did not sound good at
Okay.
all.
She was sweet. She talked to me the whole time.
If she stank,
She was nice.
stunk.
She was appreciative.
I don't care. I don't want her in my car.
She didn't freaking tip me. But
Okay, another reason not to give her 5.
I gave her a 5
Why?
because it pops up so quickly, and I was like, oh, she was nice. 5.
It pops up so
Instead of
quickly,
a-
so you're going to use it. Just because it pops up doesn't mean you got to use it.
Well, thank God you have that philosophy, or you'd be banging all kinds of guys.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The thing is, my mind, when I see that review thing pop up, I wish it were after the tips. You know what I mean? I wish it wasn't immediately, so
Yes.
you knew what to rate them. But when it pops up, I think, did I feel unsafe? And if not, I'll give it a 5.
Don't give him a 5.
But now if they stink, I got to give them less,
Yes,
right?
because if you bring Eve home and she stinks, I'm going to be pissed. It's my car, and it is...
Well, I'm whoring Eve out.
You are, and that's fine if you want to whore Eve out, but you bring her home smelling good.
I know. I got to get some Febreze up in Eve. Get some,
because I'm really sensitive with smell.
Yeah, you are.
And I got in tonight, and I felt like you, were at, that... I can't say it because it's not nice, so I'm not going to say it. But it didn't smell right. It smelled a certain type of way.
Well, we'll end on that.
Okay?
Okay.
And also, one more thing. Remember, Ange Fitco's on the back of that car. So, remember that.
I drive very safely.
When you're not driving.
I drive better when I Uber than I do
And remember
normally.
that when you're on the west side. Parked out in front of a possible drug house. They're looking at you, and they're looking at the back of the car. They're like, "Who's this Ange Fitco?" And then here they come. Just saying.
Yeah, whatever.
You just whatevered me.
I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you. I
Thanks
appreciate
for the tip.
I appreciate that. I'll rate you a 5 when we get off this podcast.
Thanks.
All right. Well, have fun. I'm sure that you'll bring us some more stories. This was just 2 days in, and I can't wait to hear some more stories from you, JMR.
There's going to be some good ones. I have a
because
feeling.
you are actually probably very good at this job.
I don't know. I just drive people.
I think you're really good at it.
Thanks.
I like talking to you.
Yes, that's a good thing. We do it a lot.
All right. Bye.
Bye.